What if I tell you that the students of India, they don't just need Aadhaar card, but they also need an Apar card, which will be essential in order to have the records of their academic qualifications and their achievements. So what will be your reaction? Yes, you heard it right. The government of India has decided to introduce a nationwide uniform student ID card to be issued to all the students enrolled in every schools of India. So we will talk about the Apar card in this session today. Welcome everybody to the StudyIQ IAS English. My name is Abhishek Singh and let's get started. But before proceeding further, let me tell you about our GS Foundation P2I batches, which are coming in the upcoming days. In fact, these are available with the varying validity durations with 18 months, 30 months, 42 months durations, and available in the English and Hindi medium. In fact, if you are willing to become a civil servant, or if you know somebody who is willing to have this post in the life as the career option, then this is going to be a one-stop solution because it will provide each and everything required, like the syllabus coverage will be there. Apart from that, the daily current affairs program will be there. Apart from these things, the dedicated books, mentorship, doubt solving, each and every part will be taken care of, and especially there would be the programs like success in prelims and success in mains, etc., which are especially curated for making the candidates to succeed in these examinations. In fact, if you succeed in the prelims stage, we will provide you the mains residential program also. So for further more details, you can check our website or you can download our application. And if you want to enroll in any of these batches, you can simply use my code ASR Live, which will give you the best possible fees of these programs. For the content of this class or any other classes, you can simply join my Telegram group and you can simply scan this QR code to join my Telegram channel now. Moving further, and let us understand exactly the nature of the news in this. In fact, the School Education Department under the Ministry of Education, they issued a letter addressed to the Commissioner of Education. This letter was also referring to the various state secretaries as well as the concerned ministries, which was drafted on the 11th of October, and it provided for a very unique proposal. What is the unique proposal here? That basically the government wants to create the Apar, APAAR, Apar ID for the students. It will be done as a part of the One Nation, One Student ID card. This program, which is the essential feature of NEP 2020, promoted by the Union government. Now, as we all are aware that we already have a lot of different identity cards, especially the Aadhaar card or the virtual ID card is there. In fact, a few months ago, the government had also brought the similar initiative in the field of health, in the field of healthcare, where the One Nation, One Health card that was proposed to be issued, isn't it? So we can actually say that, in fact, the government might be planning to bring a uniformity in the delivery of the services as well as the record keeping of the health, education and infrastructure, right? Because we must have seen the uniform access cards or the multiple access cards in the field of transportation, right? Similarly, we have been witnessing the proposals like uniform health cards or universal health cards. This might be the next step in the universalization of the essential services and record keepings in the essential fields by the government of India, right? However, if we exactly try to trace the purpose of this Apar ID for the students, Apar is basically the automated permanent academic account registry, all right? Automated permanent academic account registry, which is basically going to house everything related to the academic records of a pupil. Beginning from the school level, it will go up to the higher levels of education. So it is like basically if someone gets the access to your Apar card, the person will have the access to entire records of education that you have attained. So like everything, whatever changes we are witnessing in our lives, each and every change, they have that have the mixed consequences. It has some of the positive, some of the negative consequences. This is not an exception either. So when we are talking about the initiative of the Apar card, the students would get a lifelong Apar card, making it easy for any learner, any schools, or any even the government is there. I think most of you must have heard, because if you are watching this lecture, it means that you are preparing for the civil services examination, or you might be preparing for any sort of government examination, right? And you know it very well that the validation of the academic records is a big challenge, is a big headache for the students also. Sometimes they do not carry the copies, sometimes they forget to get them attested, or any other issues might be there, right? However, the purpose here for the Apar card is to serve as a gateway to the DigiLocker. For example, you all might have heard about the initiatives like DigiLocker, where we talk about the storage of documents in the digital form, right? So we can say one thing, that this is basically going to provide a gateway to the DigiLocker as such, right, everyone? So here, let me just tell you that whichever documents the students will be getting as per the results of their academics, they would be able to store it in the Apar ID number, right, everyone? In fact, if we talk about this one, let me just tell you one more thing. It will be much more easier for the students to obtain any government job or any other job, especially if they have a very clear indication of their academic records, isn't it? I hope you will be agree to that point. Now let us talk about the goal and the vision of this Apar scheme. Why is it important? Why is it a path-breaking scheme, or why could it be a path-destroying scheme? Because there is a possibility that positive as well as the negative consequences might be there. Okay, so the proper you can say the proper objective or the proper goal, that is to make the education hassle-free and to reduce the needs of the students to carry these physical copies of the documents. One might wonder that if there is always already the provision of DigiLocker, then what is the need of this Apar scheme? See, DigiLocker is you can say a voluntary type of service, or you can say application vault, where you are able to keep your records. It depends upon you, it depends upon the awareness, etc. But here the Apar scheme is like carrying your Aadhaar card, because you may or may not have the driving license, PAN card, or any other card to ensure or to prove your identity. But even if you are a newborn, you will have the Aadhaar card. Similarly, you may or may not have the documents stored in the DigiLocker, but if you have ever been a student, you will get this lifetime free access to the Apar card. That is the difference. That is the difference. Okay. So this is basically the part of national education policy under the education ministry, where it wanted to create a positive change, by allowing the state governments to provide such platform where the students can actually store their data, so that the government can actually track the records of the academics of the students. There are, repeatedly there are the cases related to the academic fraudulence, related to the, fake mark sheets, related to the fake degrees. All right. So all these problems, they would be completely eradicated once this Apar scheme would be enacted. It will look something like that. You can see here, one nation, one student ID, where the photograph and the barcode and the government insignia, all these will be there. Now, as I told you, the primary objective will be to reduce the fraud and the duplicacy of the certifications, particularly for the academic certifications. However, one more important thing is that only the party sources which will be issuing the certificates, only they will be allowed to deposit the credits into the system. That means what? What does that mean? Basically, a student's academic performance will also be traceable to this Apar card, because that is something which is not available in the DigiLocker. Of course, because DigiLocker is simply a vault. It's simply a vault. Whereas Apar card is going to be a tracer for the academic record, academic certifications, academic credits, everything. So it's going to be a path-changing thing. However, when we talk about the nature of its function, that how would it work? All right. So basically, what do you have to do? First of all, every individual, he will be or she will be having a unique APAR ID. Okay. That will be linked to the academic bank credit. Now, what is that academic bank credit? It is a digital storehouse that contains the information of the credits earned by the students throughout their learning journey. Now, some of you might not be very much comfortable to share your grades with your family members also. Here, the government is asking to tell or to disclose the grades in an online portal, in an online card and platform. So it is like, as we are having our scan of our retina or the digital format of our fingerprints in the Aadhaar card, similarly, our academic performance will be stored in the academic bank credit, which will be linked through the unique identity card issued to the student, that is Apar card. Okay. So with this particular card, the student would be able to store all their certificates, all their credits, their academic performance and everything. All right. No need to have any external verification of these documents. Why so? Because these will be digitally certified. And as I told you that only the one party, the party visits, the party means here that the uploader of the results like education boards, universities, okay, examine authorities, only they would be having the authority to upload the credits in this document. That means it is not editable from our side, from the user side. Got it, everyone? Which means it is absolutely authentic, validated and foolproof arrangement to describe your academic performance as well as your academic records. All right. So if the student changes the schools, what will happen? If the student is going to change the school, the new school, it will be asking for the APAR ID. Once they will receive it, what will happen? All the data which is there in the academic bank credit, it will be transferred through the APAR ID to the new school where the student is enrolled, isn't it? It is like when we are swapping our mobile number from one operator to the other operator. Let us assume that there is a facility that we can directly transfer all the details stored through that mobile number to the other or to the new mobile number. So till today, we don't have this facility in the telecommunication. We have to update our new mobile number manually in most of the records. However, in the academics, the government is proposing a very fantastic arrangement where you do not need to physically deposit the registration certificate or transfer certificate or migration or mark sheets, etc. to the new school, because they will just ask for your APAR ID and the rest will be done automatically. Okay. So exactly if this is that good, so what do the students need to do to have this Apar card? So basically, to sign up for the Apar, the students will have to provide the basic information like name, age, DOB, gender, etc. Even the photograph will be there. The signature will also be there. If the student is a minor, the consent of the parents will be required in that case. So Aadhaar is just going to be used for the verification to match the name and the DOB. Right, everyone? Apart from that, everything else will be used by the Apar card from the school records. Students will also need to sign the consent form. Okay. So if the students are non-minor, they are adults, they can sign the consent form themselves. Otherwise, their consent forms would have to be signed by the guardians or the parents in that case. If suppose there is any objection, so even the students or the guardians or the parents particularly, they would be having the choice to withdraw their acceptance. However, whatever data is there, that data is going to remain. That data is going to remain with the ministry, like the Aadhaar number of the student, which will be used to authenticate the information provided by the parents of the minor students. Now, this is actually going to raise some questions, and rightly so. Why? See, actually, the parents, the teachers, etc., and the educationists and education experts, etc., they have got a question that, first of all, what is the need of it? Is there any big problem that is being faced by the students, by the school, authorities, academic boards, universities? We don't get any such type of complaints. So what is the need of this thing? First question arises. Second question arises regarding the safety of the data that is going to be stored. Not just the academic data, but also the duplicacy of the personal data of each and every student who is a part of this scheme. That's going to raise the questions, no doubt. You all might have heard the several cases where the Aadhaar number or Aadhaar data, even the digital records of the address, all these things have been leaked number of times. So, are there any possibilities that such data would be leaked in the future, resulting into the manipulation of information that is provided at the portal? Big question. That's a big concern. Apart from that, the government, which is promising that students' information will be completely safe, secured, and it will not be shared with any third party. However, there is a trap. Actually, there is a system called as the Unified District Information System for Education Plus. What is that? Here, particularly, the government actually maintains a catalog of such schools or teachers or academic services providers or education companies, etc., which are in the academic field, which are catering to the students, and the government is saying that they might use this information to exchange it with the UDIs Plus database, which means that the academic records might be shared with the people or the organizations dealing with the academic industry or academic field. Now that raises the question. Right? Yes, it is understood that they are not going to tease us like any marketing company or something, but definitely they are going to reach and approach us through the data that they have obtained via the portal of the government. That's a big question. All right. Not only that, suppose at any given time, the student has the option to stop sharing the information, but does that even matter? It is like, suppose if you are willing to surrender your Aadhaar card. Let us have this example. Suppose you are willing to surrender your Aadhaar card, but does that mean that government will delete the data of your biometrics, of your name, address, etc., which it is having stored in its database? No chance, no chance at all. So similarly here, whatever personal data of the student that is possessed with the government, that will be there to be used even if the consent is taken back. All right. So here, updating the Aadhaar number of the student on the Unified District Information System, basically UDIS Plus, that will be actually, that will be, the causing the duplicacy of the information as we discussed about, because the UDIS Plus, that will be having the information related to the personal details of the student. Same is there in Aadhaar as well. So overall, if Aadhaar is linked, imagine the condition that the companies or the organizations or the departments dealing in the academic field, they will be having not just your name, address, phone number, or your parents' names, but also your biometrics, your fingerprints, your scan of your retina, all these things. Now, God knows that what would be the catastrophic or the beneficial consequences. Why so? Because this is still a project under development. It is still taking place slowly as the circular, as the notice has been issued to the various schools to expedite this work on the priority basis. All right, everyone. So let us hope that it remains into the safe hands, as you may expect to remain in the safe hands if you join our courses of GS Foundation P2I. Here, the second batch is going to start in the morning shift from 31st of October. And if you are using the code ASR Live to enroll yourself in any of these batches, you are going to get a lot of benefits. For example, the 18 months validity of the course, that will be available just in rupees 23,999. Similarly, 30 months course will be available in just rupees 26,999. And can you imagine 42 months validity? That means 3 years plus program that is available in just rupees 29,999, which means that if you are a student who has just passed class 12th, you can enroll yourself in this 3-year plus program. It's like, 3.5 years program. And the cost will be just rupees 30,000. You will be provided the comprehensive syllabus coverage, the foundation, the advanced, prelims oriented, mains oriented, everything. Apart from that, you will be having the dedicated mentors to solve your doubts and queries. You will be having a particular program called Success in Prelims and Success in Mains, dedicated to specifically consolidate your preparation for prelims and mains. You will also be getting the opportunity for mains residential program if you clear the prelims stage, right? And you find yourself in the list of candidates appearing for mains, and you are the student of this batch. Imagine that you will be called to Delhi, you will be provided the coaching, you will be provided the shelter, the home, the food, everything, without any extra rupee, no cost. That's a great opportunity. I think nobody should miss. Especially, let us assume that if you are already in the 2nd or 3rd year and you have taken this particular validity program, so let us assume that after 1 year you are appearing in the mains, you will be called here to Delhi. Stay, food, classes, everything will be taken care by StudyIQ, and you appear for the interview. The interview guidance program will also be there. Suppose if you don't succeed in the first attempt and you appear in the second attempt also, again you clear the prelims, again you appear for the mains, again you will be called to the StudyIQ campus without any extra cost. So guys, I cannot actually explain that how much significant this program might be for you, because this is something that you can actually feel once you enroll yourself. So make it sure that use my code ASR live to enroll in any of these programs and feel the difference in the quality of. Thank you so much for watching my session, guys, and make it sure that you share this session with all of your friends, because this is very essential. Even if you have your family members or any children whom you know, let us share this video with all of them so that they can be aware about the One Nation, One Student ID, that is the Apar card. Thank you so much for watching it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye and Jai Hind.